This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Father shot dead, daughter and another man injured in Trelawney bar robbery. A popular farmer was shot and killed in Warsop, Trelawney on Thursday night, while his daughter and a male neighbor were shot and injured. The deceased has been identified as a Patrick Griffiths, otherwise called the Culture, who lived at a blind lane in Warsop. It is reported that about 10:30 p.m., Griffiths and his daughter were inside a bar where she worked when they observed two armed men approaching the door to the establishment. The men reportedly pointed their firearms inside the bar and demanded money. Griffiths reportedly tried to close the door to the establishment and was shot during the process. His daughter was also shot. The gunmen then robbed the establishment of an undetermined sum of money. While escaping, the gunmen came upon a man who had overheard the gunshots and went to the bar to investigate. He was shot in his upper body by the gunmen, who then fled the area. The police were summoned, and upon arrival, the wounded victims were rushed to the hospital, where Griffiths was pronounced dead and his daughter and the man admitted. Man gunned down in Manchester. Police are probing the murder of a man in Newport, Manchester on Thursday night. The victim has been identified as a 47-year-old Dexter Mitchell, otherwise called a gangster, a laborer of Newfield District in Newport. A report from the Constabulary Communications Unit said that about 8:20 p.m., residents heard loud explosions and alerted the police. Mitchell was found suffering from gunshot wounds on a section of the Newport main road. He was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. St. James driver crushed by bus after jack slips. A bus driver was crushed to death while repairing his vehicle on Thursday afternoon in St. James. Dead is 43-year-old Wellesley Bobby Waugh from Maroontown in the parish. Waugh had used a jack to elevate the vehicle, then removed the wheel so he could work freely. The jack slipped and the vehicle fell, crushing him. Individuals nearby tried to help, but he later died. In a second incident in the parish, a woman tending to goats on her banana farm stumbled upon the lifeless body of a man. He was later identified as Lyndon Forbes, who also goes by the names Sonny or Son. Forbes was found lying on his back about 9:15 a.m. The police were summoned and he was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The Cambridge police are investigating. Relatives of Maxfield, a man allegedly killed by cops, say he was innocent. Family members of Emilio Morris, also known as Papa Stinger, who was allegedly shot and killed by officers on Maxfield Avenue Thursday night, claim he was gunned down in cold blood. Speaking with the news, his niece shared that Morris was locking up his business place when he was attacked by officers and killed sometime after 11 p.m. Last night, them killed my uncle innocently. Them drive past him last night, spin back the jeep pan him, turn off the light and speed back pan him, start fire beer shot. Them corner him up in a one open land where him a build up him business place. Him just lock him business place and a come cross the road when them attack him. When them fire the two shot them first, him said to them, "Uno go kill me? What me do to Uno?" She shared. The relatives claim Morris was unarmed when he was attacked. Him never have no gun, him never have nothing. Him was clean as the day him born. Them start beat him. When them start beat him start wrestle with them. Him jump out of the vehicle cause them shot him twice, one in him bottom and one in him shoulder. The relative further alleged that police and the soldiers then started firing at them, proceeded to pepper spray them before driving off with the injured man. She noted that by the time residents got a vehicle to follow the officers to the station, they discovered Morris's lifeless body in the back of one of the 3 police vehicles. She added that the funeral home where Morris was taken informed them that he received multiple gunshot wounds to his head and the chest. Residents on Friday blocked the roads with debris in protest, causing a heavy pileup of traffic in both directions on Maxfield Avenue. The police warned the public to use alternate routes where possible and said they were working diligently to bring order to the area. Man killed in St. Elizabeth crash. Police have confirmed that a man was killed in a crash on the Goshen Main Road in St. Elizabeth on Friday. His identity has not yet been ascertained. Preliminary reports are that sometime before 10 a.m., the man was driving a minibus when he lost the control of the vehicle. In recent years, there have been scores of crashes on the Goshen Main Road, some resulting in fatalities. Men arrested following Lawrence Tavern robbery at the police shootout. 2 men were arrested following a police shootout in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew on Thursday. The men were apprehended following a robbery at a gaming business, which is located near the Lawrence Tavern police station. The police also seized the stolen gaming boxes, tools, and a motor vehicle. 5 men went into the establishment heavily armed, and the police came and there was a shootout. Some of the men ran into bushes. After challenging the police, 2 persons were arrested. A senior officer who requested anonymity told the news. "These men are so brazen, are right at the station it happened, basically at the station gate. They challenged both the Lawrence Tavern police and the team from Constant Spring who came to assist," the lawman added. "Those boxes have been the target of thieves right across the island," the police source told the news. In recent weeks, there have been robberies at bars in Irishtown, Central Kingston, and Stony Hill. The most recent incident was on Tuesday when a bar was robbed in Stony Hill. The police said that it has not been determined if the men from Thursday were involved in that incident. The theft and the scale of the popular gaming boxes, which are a major component of bars across the country, has emerged as lucrative on the black market. The news spoke with a bar operator who said that one of the boxes is valued at over $500,000 and they rented them from owners. It's the American-style slot machines. Gamers have to insert the money. It's really the money that they want, but sometimes to get the money you have to pull off the boxes. They also resell the games to people who want them. You have men out there that buy them, the bar operator said. Meanwhile, 2 policemen are now before the courts for their alleged involvement in attempts to break into a bar last year in East Kingston to remove gaming boxes. They were arrested last December along with 2 other men by the Elliston Road police. Legal assistant charged with embezzlement. A legal assistant accused of stealing $500,000 from her employers has been charged by the St. Elizabeth police. Investigators reported that 39-year-old Natasha Brown, who is from Black River, was employed to a law firm in St. Elizabeth from 2015 to this year. As part of her duties, she dealt with financial transactions at the firm. Earlier this year, an audit was done and the $500,000 could not be accounted for. A report was made to the St. Elizabeth police and Miss Brown was arrested on embezzlement charges. Prime Minister to name advisory committee to examine Jamaica becoming a republic. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced he will name an advisory committee to examine the issue of Jamaica moving forward from the British monarchy and becoming a republic. Speaking in the budget debate on Thursday, Mr. Holness said the question would ultimately be put to Jamaicans in a referendum. Mr. Holness did not give a timeline for setting up the committee or the referendum. However, he disclosed that the process of reform would be collaborative, bipartisan, and guided by expert advice. The bills to effect the agreed constitutional amendments will be reviewed by a joint select committee of Parliament and ultimately, and most importantly, submitted to the Jamaican people for them to have their say through a referendum, Mr. Holness added. Recently, there have been calls for Jamaica to ditch the British monarch in favor of a Jamaican president. The calls heightened after Barbados became a republic in November last year, with persons pushing for Jamaica to also complete the process in celebration of its 60th anniversary of independence this year. Security guard charged with illegal gun possession. A security guard of Churchland in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, was charged on Thursday with illegal possession of a firearm following his arrest during an operation in the community. The security forces searched several houses during the operation. A Winchester Marlin rifle was found hidden in a room occupied by 41-year-old Richard Smith. Southborough tense following fatal gun attack. The police are keeping a close watch on the community of Southborough in Portmore St. Catherine following a fatal shooting this afternoon. The deceased has been identified as a 48-year-old laborer, Angela Forbes, who lived in the community. It is reported that Forbes was along Miranda Pathway when gunmen came up about 12:15 p.m. and opened fire. She was hit. It was claimed that she was a marked woman as her home in the community was previously sprayed with bullets. It was last week that them shoot up our house. The area is tense and she was not to be here this deep in the community, said Councillor of the Southborough Division Ainsley Parkins. There is a need for more tense policing in the area, not the band-aid type that is going on, he said. Parkins said that the deceased was one of his political workers. According to him, an intensive police approach is required in the area to avoid reprisals. The police recently imposed a curfew in the area. Despite the walkthrough and meeting by stakeholders, the violence still a gone, resident Dolores Blake said. The police say they are committed to bringing calm to the area. The police will be doing all it can to work with the community to bring peace to the community, said Head of Operations for the St. Catherine South Police Division, Superintendent Hopeton Nicholson. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.